So our Toyota's back from the paint and body guys. It's time to put it all back together. There it is in the background. I'm just going to put the bumper all together. It's a two-piece bumper because this is an SE. So we're just going to snap the whole bottom together. It's an aftermarket bumper. It doesn't fit the best. You got to customize it a little bit. Had to oblong some of the holes to get that bumper to fit the lower bumper. I'm going to snap our grill in. Yes, everything just snaps together on this. Snap our lower grill in. This is one they left in the back seat for us. Saved us a few bucks, not having to buy one. Now I'll put the upper bracket on. Put our fog lights in. Finally, some screws. I'll put our license plate bracket on. Put our screws in there so we can put our license plate on. Or the new owner can anyway. Take our bungee cords off that we're holding our fender liners up so they didn't hit the tires when we were driving it around. Now we're going to throw the headlights in. I got two new ones because it was actually cheaper than buying one. And the driver's side was a little cloudy. Now it's brand new. Bolt them all in. Put our brackets on for our bumper. And check our lights. Get ready for the safety test. Now we can put our bumper on. Just pushes into the brackets on the fenders. 2 screws in the back. And 3 across the top, plus this little strip, which is a bunch of push pins. Put our emblem back in, just snaps in. Front ends all together. Now we're going to do all our maintenance. Do brakes, front and rear, 4 tires, oil change. Now we can put our rear bumper on, put all the brackets back on. We had those off so that the painter could tape it off. Same thing with the taillight. So now we're just going to put it all back together. Now put the rear bumper on. Just clips in across the top and then snaps in underneath the taillight and on the quarter panel. And then you just got your screws in it. Put our screws in the back, the little covers. Make sure the cap is nice. Put the rest of our screws in. So our Camry has an airbag light on, and it's not the end of the world. I plugged in the scanner, and the only code that comes up is a B1650. which is Occupant Classification System fault. And the Occupant Classification System is basically to see if there's a passenger, so that it knows to turn the airbag on if they're big enough to set the weight off. If we try to clear it, it's just going to come right back because the code is actually from the Occupant Classification. So we're going to go into that to find out what the codes really are. Okay, so when we back out of there and into the Occupant Classification System, we get two codes, a B1785 and a B1786. Both of those are the Occupant Classification Sensor collision detected, one for the right sensor and one for the left. It's probably from our little accident up front. It wasn't enough to set the airbags off, but it was enough for the car to know that something happened and everything needs to be recalibrated. This happens a lot on Toyotas when they get hit in the back end, and all it is basically just a seat recalibration. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So our scanner pretty much walks us through everything. First thing we have to do, make sure the seat's all the way back. Make sure the seat back is upright and the headrest is all the way down. Also, nothing on the seat. Okay, so that's all done. Clear out the codes, start it back up, airbag light should go out. And it did. The other thing you can do is the sensitivity check. It's in the scanner. And that's where you log onto it and it'll tell you it has to be between a value. Usually you want to try and hit dead center. If it is, you don't have to worry about it. If it's not, you have to recalibrate it. To recalibrate it, it'll ask you to put a weight on the seat. This one, it happens to be 66 pounds. So you gotta pre-measure something that weighs 66 pounds and set it on the seat, lock it in, you're all good. It's usually pretty accurate. If you zeroed it out properly, the seat back all the way and tilted up and nothing on the seat, it usually works out pretty good. But that's all you need to do. Pretty much any scanner, if it's updated, will do this. So you don't have to go back to the dealer, save yourself a bunch of money, and you don't need any special tools. But a lot of people don't know that you have to look in the other system. Even though it's setting off the airbag light, it's not actually in the airbag system. I'll clear the code out of the airbag system just so it's not a history code in there, but the light's already out, so we're all good. So now our Camry's all done. Nice and clean. It's got new brakes, new tires, wheel alignment, new battery, oil change, and it was just detailed. So it's ready for sale. So just because the car had a salvage title doesn't mean it was ever in a real accident. I mean, that was just a little fender bender. No big deal. Doesn't affect the safety at all. I put it up for sale. It was for sale for about 18 hours, and it was gone. Other than being dusty, it wasn't really too nasty. No cup holder stew in this one. Just a lot of junk. Filled up that entire garbage can, cleaning it out. But the detail guy basically just had to vacuum it out, wipe it down. The trunk leak ended up being the gasket around the trunk lid. I just put it back on correctly and took care of the leak. We put our spare back in. I bought a new wheel and tire sensor, put it on the car, so we had our spare to put back in there. So everything was put back together like it was supposed to be. So there you go. I saved a Toyota. I made it look nice. So maybe all the people that were so hurt over me calling their LX470 ugly will like me again. If not, oh well. So like the video if you found it interesting. Share it if you think somebody else might. Subscribe if you aren't already. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.